I've been playing Apex Legends for a while now, and I've realized that the Bocek is way underestimated. And I want you to hear me out on this one. I would say that most people never use Wingman in super close range, except for the professional players or the really good players that is very used to the Wingman, of course. For me, who maybe is not as good as them, I picked up the Bocek and realized, holy, that gun is nice. I've been utilizing it for a few games, and I realized every time I've been using it, poking it around, switching off to another gun for a little bit closer range shot. I can use Rampage, I could use 301 or whatever, but I'm using Bocek specifically to poke them down, and after just 2 hits, their shields is pretty much gone no matter what shield they're using. Kinda. And I think that's an interesting take, because the reason why I think the Bocek is way better than the Wingman, because every time I've been using it, I realize no matter how far the enemies are,
sure, I notice a bullet drop.
the moment I shoot from the bow to the enemy, it feels like it's way faster than it is with the Wingman. So the moment I shoot from the bow to the enemy, I've noticed it's just way faster. Sure, it has a bigger bullet drop. It sounds really weird to say that because it's an arrow. It's for some reason a lot easier to see exactly where it lands. So for me, I've just been able to track and pre-fire and hit them anyways, even though the drop is quite high from a very long range. But I've been outmatching people with a freaking sniper with that bow for some reason and cracking them with just 2 bullets. I do 60 damage on body with the bow fully charged. I think that's an insane amount of damage, and no matter where I am, they're gonna get damage. And if I hit them in the head, I think it does around 90 to 100 damage. That's an insane amount of damage you can do to the enemy by just shooting an arrow to them. So for me, I've been thinking about converting my skill from the Wingman and use the Bocek instead, because right now I think it's been underutilized. I've heard a lot of people feel like that bow is not as good, or they think it's hard to use. In my view, I feel like it's a lot easier to use than anything. Like for me, it almost feels like it's a hit scan the gun. I'm holding down the arrow, I release it, that's when it should shoot, and it instantly shoots away from it. I don't feel a delay from it or anything like that. It just instantly shoots away. And I kind of like that feeling. And I understand people having a hard time using the bow, but for me, it feels very natural. And I think a lot of people should try the bow out because it's very underutilized. It's extremely good. For some reason, it just has not been used. It's a positive thing for me because that means if they're not gonna touch it, it's just gonna be a very good weapon for me to pick up that nobody else does. I've just realized it's just so insanely good. It doesn't make a sound when you hit them too, so like you get a stealth type of feeling too. You get a lot of advantages learning the bow, and I think it's worth to pick it up. But I also want to know if you guys have been trying out the bow or not. Season 9, I felt like it was very hard to find arrows in the loot crates and stuff like that, but now Season 10, I've been getting a lot of arrows and do not have any issues finding them, which is really nice compared to Season 9. So I think they've done something with that. I thank the developers for that reason. Will you guys try to pick it up after hearing this from me, or will you keep not using it? And why do you not use it? I want to know if it's because of the feeling of the gun, or if it just you don't think it's as good, or do you think Wingman is easier to use in closer range? But I want to know what you guys feel, because something I didn't realize though is I am playing on mouse and keyboard. I don't know how good it is on controller, so this might be a whole different story for controller players than mouse and keyboard. If you're playing on mouse and keyboard, I think this bow is amazing. On controller, I'm not 100% sure if this is the right move for you. Wingman is great in this case because if you're doing a mid-range, short range and using the Wingman, the aim assist is gonna help you a lot. Like, that's just a fact. I've been using, when I've been playing Wingman on controller, close range to mid-range, I've been hitting every freaking shot compared to what I'm using it on mouse and keyboard. I'm more consistent on it. But on longer ranges, I'm more consistent with mouse and keyboard. That's just kind of how it is. I understand that's just kind of the logic between the aim assist and stuff like that. I'm not super skilled with controller, but I'm okay. I'm decent, but not insane. So I'm sticking with mouse and keyboard in this case. Anyways, it's been Payzed. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like the video. If you dislike it, dislike the video. Comment what you think about the bow. I want to know again what you think and what other gun is your favorite gun maybe. In this case, would be amazing to know. If you haven't already, I recommend you guys to subscribe with the notification bell to know exactly when I upload videos like this. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.